Tape's rolling. Alrighty, quiet on the sit. Zoom Room video sponsored by the BMC.
All right. Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB, Radio Free Britannia. As the Oracle foretold, two idiots who would misinterpret the news so you don't have to. Live from Deltona, Florida, the avatars themselves, Jack and Laz.
And greetings, everybody. This is Laz. And Jack, unfortunately, had himself a phone call today with all the answers, so he's got to be there doing what he is. Welcome to today's show, boys and girls. It is Whacked Out Wednesday, March 10th, 2021. Here inside Shroud of the Avatar. And hello out there, Waldo, starting us off right on Whacked Out Wednesday with 200 bits. Botox, how you doing out there, brother? And 200 bits, you know what that's going to do right off the bat. That's going to trigger a quote from Lazarus Long. Daily insights as to how you should live life and why life sucks sometimes. Let's see. Quotes from Lazarus Long. Jealousy is a disease. Love is a healthy condition. The immature mind often mistakes one for the other or assumes that the greater the love, the greater the jealousy. In fact, they are almost incompatible. One emotion hardly leaves room for the other. Quotes from Lazarus Long. Food for thought for you guys and gals out there today. And thank you, Aldo, for those bits. And yes, questions that we had in Discord today was coming from Capheus. Is Jack, can't you block lunch? Like no schedules here. You know, get the F out of here. And of course, he's got it blocked off, but nobody listens to it. I don't know why that is. If somebody disrespected my schedule like that, I would really tell them where to go. But again, that's why I do this instead of going out and working in the rat race, because I don't need that crap anymore. Really don't. As being my own boss, yeah, well, the customer's not always right. Believe me, I was in the service industry for 30 years. The customer's not always right. That's bullshit. Customer is wrong 90% of the time. But yeah, I understand the customer service aspect, but you'd be surprised at some of the stupid shit I've seen. I'll give you one of my favorite examples. This steak isn't cooked right. And I get it back in the kitchen and I look at it and I say, that's perfectly the way they ordered it. So what did I do? I flipped the steak over. I took a towel, I patted it a little bit, I sent it right back out, and it was the best steak they ever ate because they were right. Well, fuck them. They weren't right. I sent them out the same exact thing they sent back, and they loved it. Yeah, they just wanted to complain, and that's why we have Karens out there in the world, is because Karens think that they're privileged and they're always right, and it's they're right to everything. But you all know about Karens, I'm sure, and the internet loves their Karens out there. Yeah, right, Sean? Is absolutely. Is again, luckily for most of my career, I spent it in the back of the house as a chef, but I've done everything. I've worked as a host, a bartender, a server, a general manager, chef, you name it. I've done it in the food service industry, as well as I spent several years, 2 years for Sony and 1 year for Dell, working on the phones, dealing with people like, my cup holder's broken. Yeah, well, if you're married, your wife's always right. That's just the way it is. And of course, I've tried that a couple times also, and that's why I'm single these days, because I don't need that shit either. It's just one of those things. I don't, I just not built for it. I like being my own person. I like doing what I like doing. And if you want to spend time with me, I'm more than happy to share my life with you, but I ain't putting it in stone anymore. Simple as that. But meanwhile, as with Jack off today, we're going to go ahead and cover some things that we've been missing since Monday, as we've had a chance. We've been trying to get a chance to do this. So we're going to get to some clips from Sunday for you guys and gals. But first, off to the Tweeterverse, and some interesting news out here. And I think you're all going to find it interesting. We were talking about stuff yesterday, and new guy fixed this, new guy fixed that. Well, this is what Chris has got for the new guy, and this one, of course, stumped me for quite some time. Next task for the new programmer to earn points at the players is to fix the training dummies. Yes, fix the training dummies. Ah, yes, Bridge Troll. The customer should always be accommodated. The best upcharges and rework fees come from their brilliant ideas. That's right. Is if you don't like the way it is and you want a side of this, well, that side now costs you $2,000. You want it or not? You want to be that stubborn? Sure, I'll give it to you. You want to pay for it? Sure. Side of mayo? Yeah, it's 2K. Get the hell out of here. But next task is fixing training dummies for the new guy, and we've got some comments. Wonder if this is part of the same issues with NPC conversationalists, not all loading correctly too. Some load, some don't. Same issue with the moving dummy. Sometimes they were where they should be, other times they spawn somewhere else, which is something else. And Chris says, different issue, but he's having him look at that too. So hero level, if he gets that fixed, hero level unlocked, and does that include it moving around a house all on its own? Because that's just creepy, and yes, it is. Now, this is something, of course, like other stuff that we'll probably talk about today. Yesterday, we had a question in Discord that Thradia was looking for oyster beds in Black Pearl. And I gave her a couple hints, but I told her that maybe she should wish list the oyster bed farming for the new guy. And Tina out there says that's been a wish list item forever. And that as well as the trading dummies have both been forever topics. Now, of course, my biggest question about the trading dummy has always been, you got trading dummies in NPC towns. They're out there. I know they're baked in, but why can't they just take the code for that trading dummy and make that something that people can buy and place on their lot? I thought that was the easy solution, but apparently that's not quite the solution for it, and I don't know why. Crossfire Bugseye can't even get in the game. He either gets congestion error or freezes on load. Well, I can tell you that we are in game. At least I'm in game. Let's see how many other people are here. Yeah, we got a bunch of people in game. Doesn't look like there's any lack of people getting in. Reboot, restart the PC. I don't know, but I got quite a bit on my online list. Yeah, Sean, is that's another big question for everybody. And why can't I have mannequins training dummies? Why can't we pound on these NPCs that are sitting here on the lot? Uh, yeah, okay. Waldo saying he had a Steam authorization error, worked on the second, and again, that the question that needs to be answered. How are you logging in, Crossfire? Are you logging in through Steam or are you logging in through the regular client? Each one has its own ups and downs, of course. I log in through Steam only to save the username and password screen from having to be filled in. Okay. The login works though. Okay. Steam. Yeah, I would try a Steam restart. You never know, as sometimes that is part of the problem on Steam. I use it like I was saying because when I have problems where I get disconnected, I don't want that screen coming up where it has to show me typing my password. I just rather click the button and go. Makes life a lot easier. Also makes daily, weekly updates and stuff like that. Yeah, there's another one. Sean Butts. Congestions tends to be local network issues. When was the last time you rebooted your router and or modem? If you have separate pieces, I would check both. Funny story before we get started. Just recently had my network speed upgraded from my ISP. They doubled my speed from 100 megabit per second to 200 megabit per second, and I did everything. Well, I thought I did everything. I didn't think it would be a problem. Rebooted the modem, checked it, unchecked it, double checked everything, and nothing was happening. Didn't see any speed differences. Actually, I was getting lower speeds, so I finally called up support, and they said, "Oh, well, yeah." And of course, being a tech, I didn't run through it. Is had me hook up a laptop directly to the modem. Bam, there was the speed. What I didn't do? I didn't reboot the router, and the router was in charge of all that because I have a little bit higher scale router than most people, and apparently it just needed a little kick in the shins to go ahead and get it get it working. Bridge Troll, they changed bit prices or bundles? What are you talking about there? What are you talking about there?
General
Oops.
game stuff.
What bit prices? Or are you talking about Twitch? I don't know. Let's get over there and take a quick peek. I'm saying you're talking bit prices. Let's go out to Twitch and take a peek at what we're talking about here. Let's see. Get bits. $1.40. Hasn't it always been $1.40 for 100 bits? I think that's been the. I haven't seen an announcement on that, but $1.40 I think is the same price, isn't it? 500 bits, $7, 1,500, 19.95. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm looking at, Buzzkill. Looks like the same prices that I'm used to. Don't know why you would be seeing different prices there, Bridge Troll. I don't know why. Anyway, we're going to hope that the new guy is finding the problems with the training dummies. Again, I would start with, of course, looking at the one that's out in Sultan, the ones they put in the POTs and not the POTs, NPC towns, and go ahead and do that. But not going to get to this one yet. I just want to load this topic to make sure I've got this for when we do get there. Let me get here. Okay. I got that ready. So let's go ahead and get to some of the videos. This past Sunday, Chris joined the BMC, my other guild, for their General Assembly, which happens every quarter. Bundles used to be evenly divisible by 300, so I know something's changed. Yeah, I can't attest to that. Yeah, I don't know how 100 bits can be easily divisible, or 500 bits could be easily divisible. Those are bundles, aren't they? And wasn't there 1,000 bits at one point? Now I see it's 1,500. Maybe you're missing 1,000. They took the 1,000 out. I don't know. I don't buy them often. But hey, what are you gonna do? Is you know what you can do? You can bypass giving them the money and just donate direct. Clicking the links on clicking the direct link donations below will avoid all those surcharges and stuff like that you pay for bits. Although it's not too much compared to subs. 100 bits for $1.40. We get the dollar, they get the 40 cents on subs. You give us a $5 sub, they keep 250, we get 250. That's a 50% hit on subs. So, they got to make their money someplace. I just wish they'd be a little bit more lenient on the subs compared to how they are with the bits. But, and then they've got the advertising revenue, which probably makes them more money than anything else. But it is what it is. But anyway, Chris went out to visit the General Assembly, see how the BMC does their price guide and all that fun stuff on Sunday. Took questions from the audience. And first clip we've got is on produce. And I will let the video speak for itself, so just hang in there, and we're going to get to the first clip. Tell me what you all think. If you haven't seen this, if you have, well, bear with us.
Absolutely. I have a question for you right off the top.
Fire away.
I have wondered, and I've tried to rationalize it in my mind and come up with a logical reason why, but I'm sure that you could probably touch on it and explain it a little better to where not only I, but everybody in the guild and in the general public would understand. Since we have such an uptick on farming and the way things that are going with 25-year whiskey, and we're seeing a lot more implementations in farming. My question is, why? Why do we still sell, or why does Portularium or catnip, why do you still sell produce on NPC vendors? Why is this not left as a player mechanic where the farmers are actually benefiting from having those plots of ground on town lots, village lots, and where they can actually cultivate potatoes, cultivate peppers, cultivate all the produce that we see being sold on NPC vendors? Why has those items not been taken off NPC vendors, and the players are allowed to actually fill in that gap and stimulate a true player-based economy in farming?
So good news. This was actually something that I thought that the last release, the release a week ago, was supposed to raise the prices, the NPC prices of those things. This is actually something we talked about, and we wanted to raise the price one release, and then the release after that, we're going to take them out. But I thought this last release, the prices were supposed to have been doubled. If not, then the next release is where they will be doubled. The main concern, I think, was people worried that new players to the game might not be able to find what they needed just because they weren't new enough. They didn't they didn't know enough of how the vendor stuff worked, and having them on NPCs, seemed like it would fix that problem. But the plan is now, I think there's enough people out there selling, and also just the realization that cooking whatever type crafting that requires those things is something that really comes a little later in the game, and it's okay to require them to get that stuff from players. So we may have them drop in limited number in the game, but the plan would be to first
Now
double
what?
the price on vendors, and then after that, completely remove them from, or not player vendors. Double the price on NPC vendors, and then remove them completely.
Okay.
So that's coming.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so let's start with that. Something that's been talked about for quite some time, and of course, the first thing that's got me scratching my head is why even take the time and double the prices? What does that accomplish except taking away time from something else that can be done? Doubling the prices before taking them out of the game altogether. That part I don't understand. And let's just take a quick look. Since we do happen to have a couple vendors right over here, I'm going to be curious to see what the fruit and vegetable prices are. I may have to stock up before that transition happens then for some of my cooking, although I can get a lot of that stuff free right here. Free stuff, free stuff, free stuff. Oh, that's free stuff. Let's see what his prices are, see if they actually did double up. And no, it doesn't look like any of that did double. Everything looks to be about normal. And of course, the fun 100,000 pile that you can never buy. Again, I don't know why they ever did that in the first place. And I'm going to look for, of course, the weird things. Like I said, there's certain items that just people would love to buy. You can't farm things like black pearl for any big major. Alora, you dog, get out of my seat. Go sit in Jack's seat. What's up, brother? How you been? Yeah, Tina. Easing into it. Ease into it. Leave the prices as it is. Let everybody know that they've got a chance. But doubling the prices, that just doesn't seem to make any bit of sense. Except to piss off the player base because yesterday I bought it at this price. Now it's double, and then next release it's going to be 1/3 of that because when people get into competition, like things like cotton and garlic and other reagents and ingredients that you can buy off of not NPCs, off player vendors these days, the competition has gotten so fierce that let me pull up the price guide just to reference this real quick. And referencing the price guide, let's see, let's use, say, cotton, for example. Let's go find cotton in the list. Where is cotton? Fishing, foraging. Okay, cotton, there we go. And let me pull this on over for you guys and gals. This is the BMC price guide. You can check that out at bmcguild.com/price guide as the shortcut, or it's bmcguild.engine.com/price guide if you want to type in the full thing. But the raw cotton price is 4.5 as the BMC sells it. Things like nightshade, mandrake, and garlic you'll see is 1.4, 1.3, and 1.3 respectively on those items because the competition is so fierce. Now, I believe, yes, I know. Yeah, stupidly low is the word you're looking for, and I'm going to get to the reasons why our next topic is a stickler of a topic and why I have my doubts about the implementation of it and everything else. But most of these items, like garlic, I believe sells for 4 gold on the vendor. Mandrake and Nightshade, I believe 4 to 6 gold. We can go verify that as well. But doubling that up, before making the move, I don't think serves any purpose. Well, there is that, Mom. Too many people using it to boost experience. I've usually gotten mine from just doing the crafting itself, not even farming, because I think farming is way too tedious. But yes, all those are extremely low on player vendors compared to what the NPC vendors sell for, and uh, yeah, Necronut. That's the that would be a consensus, but the market is so stiff out there that when it's so saturated like that, and when there is that much competition, uh, the market gets tight, and I'm afraid that's going to affect a whole bunch of other stuff as well. Bridge Troll getting to a random 300 bits. Going ahead and gonna kick off a game of marbles. Let me put my price guide back where it belongs over there. And he wants a random game. Let's hope that we don't crash it today as we load up a random game for you. And did that actually hit the raging pin? I don't know. We'll find out in just a second. The Bridge Troll got himself a game key for that. 300 bits. We'll get you an automatic mystery game key. I gotta sign in. All right, continue. I'm signed in. And he's got himself a copy of Hyperdrive Massacre. Sure. Go ahead and kill me with 2-factor authentication when I'm live. I love you guys. Gotta do it now, right? Couldn't do it when I was doing it this morning. Oh, where are you? Here we are. Bear with me a second, folks. Meanwhile, you can type in exclamation play to get in on the action. Exclamation I love free shit. Here we go. Submit the code. Okay. Now I can get you your code and send it to you. And Hyperdrive Massacre on Steam, $9.99. Thank you, Bridge Troll, and congratulations. You are expanding your collection of games daily thanks to your donations right here on NBNN. But meanwhile, we're going to click start because I ain't got to wait for Jack. I'm going to click join, give you 69 seconds to get in on the action. Exclamation play to get in on the game. Exclamation I love free shit for a chance to win the raffle at the end of this round, at the end of this run. So Jack is not late. Jack is not going to be here today because he's got a real life phone call. And when they throw stupid money at you for doing what he does from home, you take the phone call. I have no complaints with that. And of course, back at the beginning of the year, we made the announcement. Used to be that if one of us can't make the show, we didn't do a show. But that was because one of us physically was not here to do the show. Jack is physically there to do the show. He just can't do it because he's taking another call at home. And that's a little bit of a different story. So this year we decided that, the show would go on with or without when that happened. So here we are. Doesn't matter. You guys need your news fix. You need your marbles fix. You need your giveaways. You need your daily 1 hour lunch break. and I can't blame you all for that. Only 7 people in. You guys are killing me. That's all right. Reduces the odds for all the other players. Let's see what we got. A leap to remember. As I take the lead down the track with Bridge Troll and Econdas chasing me. Tina, Sentinel, Mom, and Botox bringing up the rear as we go down the infinity spirals. And let's get ready to take that leap. Tina, ejected. How did you get ejected, Tina? That's tough. And here we go. And Bridge Troll takes the lead coming out of the gate. Bridge Troll's flaming bag of poo. Mom coming on, bringing the heat. She gets hung up a little bit. But Mom has a way of sneaking up from behind sometimes. And let's see. How far does this track run? Oh, we've got a nice run on this one. And let's see who drops first. Bridge Troll and Econdas drop at the same time. Bridge Troll maintains his lead. And Bridge Troll makes it past the ejectors. Let's see if he hangs on to it. And he does. Congratulations, BT, on the win. And that'll get Bridge Troll some scrolls here in game. And once everybody else gets down here, we'll go ahead and close that raffle and do a giveaway. Okie dokie. Here we go. Oops. Guess I should hit continue first before I do that. Okay, scroll sent out to Bridge Troll. Congrats on your race win. Rigged, rigged. And we're going to go ahead and close out the giveaway for Mystery Game Key. We're going to pick ourselves a winner. And Botox, congratulations. You are the winner. Let's see what Botox has got himself a copy of. Let's see what he's got himself a copy of. Botox, you've got yourself a copy of Two Worlds 2 Velvet Edition. Two Worlds 2 Velvet Edition. And we will go ahead and get you your game key here. Just give me one moment. That shouldn't be doing that. There it is. Different page. And Two Worlds 2 Velvet Edition coming at you. Let's see what that's all about real quick. Oh, nice. $24.99 on Steam for Botox. So congrats to Botox on that win. Let me get this out to you before we move on. Botox, there he is. Congrats and enjoy. Alrighty, moving right along is next topic came up that I thought was noteworthy was an old topic that comes up, and that was the global vendor search. And I've got this topic over here. I'm going to jump the topic in here. This is an ongoing topic, but Wilfred And Wilfred, big shout out to you out there. Thank you for the link on the topic yesterday, telling everybody about the make all containers locked by default, and gave everybody a link to it. But in here, Wilfred actually goes in and clips all this out. And we're going to cover this. We're going to get to that video. So let's get this up and loaded. This is a little bit long, so bear with me because I think you all want to hear this for yourself. Let's make sure those volume levels are up. And let's get this played.
Any other questions here on the floor?
I see from the channel eHondas mentioned that vendor search would fix that. Yes, and that's actually one of the things we're looking at. I do have a new coder on the project who is super gung-ho and excited about being on the project. And he's actually looking at things. We're going to have a meeting on Monday. I'm not sure if he's watching this, but we're going to have a meeting on Monday to discuss some plans because we're looking at a lot of UI stuff, including things like vendor search and some other things. We actually already have all the server support, and the client has all the knowledge it needs to do client-side vendor searching within a town. And so the only thing really limiting that right now is the UI work to do it. But we're going to discuss a big change to the project, which is having the new guy come on and learn a UI system that is 5 years old versus starting to do things in the newer UI system that Unity provides. My gut is we're going to go with the newer UI system just because it has much better performance. It doesn't suffer from a lot of the problems that our current UI system works on. For those who remember, sorry, I just got distracted by someone asking me to teleport to them versus them teleport to me. I almost sucked them in. Yeah, our UI performance is pretty horrendous. So it is actually the limiting factor in big combats and other stuff, which you can actually find yourself just by turning off all UI elements through F11 or F9. But anyways, the plan is to get some of the vendor search stuff in. But right now, the current holdup is: do we completely ditch the old system and do everything the new one, or do we try to fix up a few of the old ones? And I say that just because vendor search would be one that wouldn't be that much work to tack onto the old UI. But I think right now we're leaning towards ditch it, do everything on the new UI that's more maintainable.
Okay.
Hey Chris, does that mean we could get some draggable health bars?
Yes, that is actually one of the early things I was going to have him try to work on, just because that's a pretty self-contained thing, and you don't have to worry about sorting, and you don't have to worry as much about import, but actually redoing the health bars, because that is actually the number one performance drop in combat, is the bars on the left. We're looking into some of the headaches. Again, some of this stuff will only be meaningful to people who've done a little bit of game development. But right now we've got all the icons in various atlases and basically sheets of pictures, all the little icons all spread out in it, so for performance reasons. But if we move it over, we're going to have basically keep two sets of atlases for everything, which is a little bit of headache and it'll be a little bit of a drag, but I think the performance benefits if we can just get rid of the UI on the left-hand side, the health bars, move that to a whole new system that's draggable, that is, you can put people where you want them, you can move them around, scale them, do all that type of stuff. I think that is one of the biggest wins we will have, even for new players coming in. I think they find that unbelievable that we still don't have that. And but yeah, I'm hoping that's going to be one of the very early things.
Is there any chance that we can get some API insight to vendor at all? Sales, whatever.
So there's actually a couple little steps to take along the way there. I was planning on adding Lua hooks, so you guys could actually call into HTTP stuff, which is pretty much all you need to be able to query our public API and expose some of that stuff, or even make hooks to your own website. That's one of those that is not that dangerous in my opinion, and opens up a lot of possibilities for you guys. So I'm hoping to get that in there, and that will free you guys up to do whatever you want to. Again, I expect somebody will have a wrapper. It's probably only 20 lines of code to get a wrapper around that to query API or to query the public API.
Well, what I'm getting at though is that at least last time I looked, the API didn't have any kind of vendor data in it at all.
That part of it. Yeah, and that's one of those. There's a lot of these things where we've had talks in the past, and some people, whether legitimately or not, believe there's some risk that come up with that. Some people don't like that. I know, probably especially as the BMC, as guys here, you're very public on how you run things and the price setting and all that jazz that other people might want to keep secret. There's some people that want to keep that stuff secret, but I don't know that we can really justify that. I'll take some more public appeals or from people to see if they have more concerns on it. I know the last time we talked, though, there were too many people who were concerned about exposing vendor stuff, and just the fear, I think, is a little bit that it might, everything turns to, if you can get on
Ruin
search, see what people are selling stuff for, then now immediately everybody on the entire server is going to be held to the exact same price standards, because it'll be so public to everybody. So that is a fairly legitimate concern. I just don't know if it's something really that's worth protecting. That my belief is still, again, a lot of this stuff is, as long as we delay it by at least a day or something, as long as it's not an instantaneous thing, I don't know that it's that dangerous to expose that. But again, I know you guys have slightly different priorities than some of the other people and are very open and public about your stuff, which is awesome. But so the answer is maybe. We will reinvestigate it now, especially since we have a couple of players, since the last time we talked about, we have a couple of players now who are on the dev team and can more privately argue for one thing or another.
All right, and that's where that cuts off. And basically, that was all clipped in here from Wilfred, so he has it pretty much verbatim. And of course, Vlad has been trying to push this vendor UI doc on them in a dozen different threads. Vlad, they'll do it, and I'm probably sure they're going to use some Unity stuff. The other question is, and as we all know, there's no substitute for being truly able to see the player perspective. If he needs a tutor under anybody, I might nominate Algarian, and Algarian comes back and says, I won't need to teach him any ropes about the game. He knows the ins and outs better than I, and certainly knows Unity more than I do, but I'm drinking milk. But basically, this answer is, and Cora goes, are we going to get an introduction soon? Yes, we would all like to know. But from all the sounds and all the implications and all the little tidbits we get, that our new coder, our new staff member, is somebody who came from the player base. We have not confirmed that yet, but everything like that seems, especially what Chris said there. But now, going back to those vendor prices that we were talking about, those stupidly low prices on things like cotton, on mandrake, on those farmed goods. If we put vendor pricing in game, that's exactly what's going to happen to every other single item. As soon as somebody goes down, it's going to go and put every item that's craftable basically to 1 gold or 2 above cost, because people are idiots. And when it comes down to it, that's what I've seen happen in every other game that did that I've ever played. And when that happens, you've killed the economy. You've made the economy be, you might as well just take that out of it and make your own prices and put them out there and let's say that's the prices, because prices is another issue. Well, no, see, artifacts, again, somebody's going to go, well, I found the artifact, so it's free, so I'm going to put it up for 5 gold. They didn't have to make it. They didn't have to do anything. So instead of those stupidly high 20,000, 30,000 gold prices, um, again, especially for farm reagents, if you put all that work into farming just to make, I mean, when you're doing 1.3 gold per, that's just stupid. You have to sell multiples. You have to sell at least multiples of 10 to get a round number on that, which is 13 at that point. But it's stupidly low when your time is worth lots of money. And if there is no reason for me to do it only to make a couple gold pieces, well, you know what? Then there's no reason for me to play the game personally. I mean, that's just a personal opinion. And of course, again, whoever does the stupidly lowest prices is going to be, if they can do a vendor search, everybody's just going to go out to that one guy who's going to undercut everybody. And, this is why we can't have nice things, Chris. Well, live by this is why we can't have nice things, because that's what's going to happen if you put vendor item search with prices in there. Now, again, this is something that's been talked about for quite some time. And in this discussion that we have here, this discussion is 4 pages long in this on this topic. Let me get here. Yeah, it's global item search. And yeah, I hate when I scroll on one page and my game does a zoom in at the same time, even though I'm not even on that monitor. But this has been ongoing, just like several issues. Again, training dummies, harvestable, farmable oyster beds, stuff like that. What did Serenia say? I'm looking here. Okay, yeah, mom says, I don't care about prices. I just want to be able to find what I want, pay a small fee to teleport to the vendor and buy it. Yeah, well, again, there are several different factors to look at here. If you're going to do an item search, by all means, I don't really have much of a problem with, okay, I'm looking for item C. Where can I find item C so I don't have to run across 500 POTs looking for that one item? On that point, Mom, I absolutely agree with you. Making it easier to find said item um, has a lot to be said for it. But including vendor prices in something like that. Now, Tina, what exactly were you looking for when you were asking? And yes, everybody, that was Tina. And Tina, yes, you sound a whole different on your recorded voice than you do in person. I can tell you that. I know you hate it, but on recording, you sound a whole lot different than you do in person, and or even just live in Discord. It's a whole little difference, and I don't think that room was doing much for you either. Yeah, Sean Butts, that's one of the other things I'm looking at as well is the commodities are always a race to the bottom, at least till supplies dry up. But with the amount of stuff out there, I mean, I can go just about to any given POT that has a decent traffic rate and find just about any of those commodities all about the same price. So without having to worry about them drying up. To get generic pricing stats. Well, generic pricing stats are what we do at the BMC every quarter. We have people go out, they take screenshots of what they see out in vendors. At least that's how they used to do it. I don't know if Jackalope is still doing the same thing. He throws it into a reader program that takes all the numbers, correlates them, puts them all together, and we get an average high, low, and then we get the mean price in between, and that's what he suggests we usually go at, and then the members go whether they want to sell higher, lower, or keep prices the same. And if you didn't get to catch the General Assembly, you should catch one. They are open to the public where you can come listen in our Discord and be joined and see what's going on. And again, those prices, Econ, the BMC price guide, those are our guild prices. Those are what every guild member who is selling on guild vendors will sell at. So that is the price you will pay if you're buying off a BMC member. Now that's off of the vendor. If you want to haggle with a BMC member and do a trade in private, well, that's a whole different world of different story, and how that's handled. But the other big thing was, somebody's coming off their honeymoon. New UI. I have gotten used to this user interface that we have here. So I'm assuming that means that all this is going to change. Everything from the chat boxes to the how this is done. Personally, I'm not a fan of this transparent. I mean, it's okay, but I would rather have it black, because there's plenty of times where, let's say, I have my inventory open and I have another thing open, and then they overlap each other and things I can see through. I don't want to see through here and see the other shit through there when I'm looking at this. I want to be able to just pay attention. And this is a personal thing. Just the transparency used to be dark all the way through, and I believe we have the option on the chat. Well, we had the option on the chat, but new UI be nice. Movable health bars will be nice. Being able to place people where we want. Of course, opening up extra character sheets would be nice. Econda says, saw too many people getting ripped off, and I'm still wary of player vendors without some price checking. And again, one of them things. I'm looking at something that Jack and I did when we first started. We set a price on our scrolls, and we will not move off that price. It's 150 gold. It's a fair amount of profit. The original cost was, I believe, 113 gold to make a scroll. That cost has increased a little bit and then decreased a little bit with the, and this was based on, originally based on buying your items from the vendors at cost, and all those items at your base cost off of NPC vendors. That was before the stupid number is dropped. I mean, I see people out there selling scrolls for so stupidly low, aside from the fact that loot drops. I became an alchemist first. The first thing we did was became alchemists because we knew we were going to be in the business. We wanted to sell potions. We wanted to sell scrolls. And I'm going to take a quick run over here because this is not the only chest. I have 2 other chests in the world that I stock off of this one chest, and all they do is hold potions. Okay. And I did not, except for maybe the poison potions in here. Oh, Sharky in the way. But let's go just to consumables. All these potions that you see in here. And I cleaned it out recently to fill another one where I have vendors. All gotten from drops. I haven't made a potion in forever. Literally, my alchemy skills became useless when they decided to add scrolls and potions to drops. And that really killed the alchemist in this game. Yeah, zone scrolls don't drop, but they sell them in the Kodo store. Go figure. Who the hell's buying zone scrolls in the Kodo store? If you are, please come see me. You can give me your Kodos, and I'll double whatever it is you're buying. Yeah, hello. But with these changes, that's going to kill the scroll business, and most of the business we do. I do sell a bunch of other consumables, mostly food stuff, and other, usable items. I sell, horses. I sell backpacks, trunks, containers, all that fun stuff that are craftables. But when it comes down to um, getting any profit out of it, people are going to drop those prices down to 1 gold above cost when you can figure out what the price is, and yeah, I know, Tina. Yeah, again, you want to give me your kodos, I'll give you scrolls. I'll take the kodos. Very simple. That's a no-brainer for somebody like me. But yeah, so global item search, I don't think I'm against that. Uh, global price search, I am absolutely against. I don't think that there is a need for it. If you can find the item in a global search, then you can spend your money on scrolls teleporting to all those vendors and matching prices. But I do not think that. Excuse me. Pardon me. I don't think that we should make it so that you could just do a global search, find the best price, and get out there and automatically get the best price. You're going to kill the game, you're going to kill the economy, and that's what happens when you do something like that. So uh, don't do it. That's all I'm going to say. Don't do it, because that'll be a game killer for me. Straightforward. You do that, then there's no reason to play anymore. Unless you like going to hack and slash things, but I've got dozens of games to do that. I play a merchant. Many other people play merchants, and I'll tell you what. I was just looking at, and this is another one that kills me. CC, I apologize for using you as an example, but you are the one who posted this. He wants to buy and sell Kodos at now 261 buying and 265 selling. People, I don't know why. I really do not know why. But a Kodo is worth 60 freaking gold in game. No more, no less. 60 gold, it's right there in your housing interface. One Kodo equals 60 gold for your rent. Okay, the game has said it. So anybody who's paying more than 60 gold for a Kodo, you're an idiot. Sorry. Just the way I see it. Um, I don't I buy Kodos, and I buy them at 50. And believe it or not, I get it all the time. Why? Because it's worth 60 gold. It tells you right here. One Kodo, 60 gold. Very simple. If you don't want to, you don't got to believe me. There it is in black and white, or black and yellow, black, white, and yellow for you. A Kodo is worth what? What exchange rate? If you're talking about that, that's been set since day one. Hasn't changed, and that's what the game says a Kodo is worth. Sorry. That's my stance on it, and you can argue with me all you want until somebody changes that number and says a Kodo is worth more than 60 gold. Then it's worth more than 60 gold. But as long as the game considers it worth your rent, what's this? Buy orders for the housing interface? No, you just got to put the buy orders out there. CC, are you listening? Yeah. Now CC is getting those numbers, and I've got no qualms against CC getting those numbers. That's absolutely, but it's just one of those things, and I just don't buy it. Um, you know, it's 60 gold in game, and I don't care if the price is old. The game's old. You know, but if you're paying that price for Kodos, sorry, not gonna do it. I'm not gonna pay you more than 50 gold, because I need to make a profit if I want to use it for housing, which I don't. I don't recommend anybody use Kodos to pay your housing fees, unless, of course, you're just one of them people who has more money than time, and you just don't have the time to go out and make the grind. And if you don't, I suggest that you buy gold instead of buying Kodos because gold is a lot cheaper. I think the last time I bought gold, it was down to something like $22, $23 per million, which is again stupidly low. But there's a abundance of gold in the game now, and people want to get rid of it. They've got to come down. I had guys arguing with me. I says, "Listen, I ain't paying you $30 anymore. This last guy sold it to me for this. If you want, otherwise, I'm going to go to the other guy. I mean, that's supply and demand." And they go, "Well, come on." I said, "No, not come on. I got a guy down the street's going to sell it to me for $10 cheaper. I'm going to go down see him. If you want to sell it to me, I'll buy it at that price. Otherwise, I go see the other guy." But I got to go see the other guy. I don't get a chance to go, "Oh, this guy's got I got to go talk to that guy." Anyway, more dollars than cents. That's right. I just want to buy teleport to find scrolls in the Kodo store. I don't know if I understand that, Bridge Troll. Yeah, see, manually changing it per release, another thing. Again, um, variables. Maybe base that price based on what the actual selling price is in game. Don't know. All sorts of wonderful possibilities, but that's up to them to decide. And maybe somebody will watch this, and this will jumpstart another conversation out there on the forums. But to this guy, the Kodos wrote 60 gold, no more, no less. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But meanwhile, we do have to wrap things up. It is that time of the day. Hour passes real quick when you're having fun here inside and outside Shroud of the Avatar. And of course, got to give 2 shout outs to Waldo and Bridge Troll. I'm not going to run the credits because you guys are the only ones who donated today. I thank you for your support, but I am going to close out the final giveaway of the day and pick ourselves. Wouldn't you like to know? I got some guys in the Philippines. Seriously, I can probably give you their Discord names, and you can negotiate with them directly. I got a couple of guys always I get messages. "Hey Laz, you need gold? Hey Laz, you need gold?" Because they know that sometimes I burn it up when I've got a project. And again, I'm one of those guys who just I don't have more money, but I don't have as much time, and I will spend money when I need to in order to get something accomplished. But meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and close out the giveaway. Going to say pick ourselves a winner and spawn for egg. Congratulations. Actually, Acondas, that still works, but the problem is people just aren't buying. You'll notice that anytime there's a new recipe released real quick, if a new recipe is released on a vendor and you go out day of release, you'll notice that price skyrockets because everybody and their dog is out buying that one item. That will happen with other items, but nobody's buying that much in bulk anymore for that price to change. Maybe they should change the Shroud math on that to go ahead and... what do you guys? You guys are all late here today, Waldo and Cece. Yeah, but again, there's just not enough demand out there for any of the regular stuff because people can go everywhere. Used to be if the price went up in one town, you would have to go to another town to get that price lowered again. And yeah, that was the easy way around it. Or if you were a POT owner, you can go just whip out your own NPC and buy it at normal price if you didn't already have one out there. But spawn for egg, let's see what you won before we get out of here today. Let's find out what he's got. And he's got a copy of World War II Panzer Claus. Panzer Claus. Congratulations, spawn for egg. That's $4.99 on Steam. And of course, we'll be back with more tomorrow right here on NBNN. Till then, I'm Laz. Jack's got the day off doing his real job, and we are NBNN. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Preffy, thank you for the follow. Was that a sub? That was a follow.